Now it's working.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to turn around and say hi. We are going to attempt to record our fun team gathering today. I don't know how well it's going to do, but we're going to do our best because we're thinking of all of you, and we wish you were here with us. All right. So anyway, today the meeting after convention is always kind of, it's not as much creative because there's so much to talk about, but I did try and come up with a quick little something for you. And I do have some handouts there. The top one I emailed everybody this week, but so we could talk about it. You can have it. And then the other one is some tips that somebody wrote up about the markers. I have not played with the markers very much at all. I don't even have the blending pen yet. The only markers that I played with were when we did those cards, and I'm really bad at coloring and I have to practice it. But I can tell you I love these markers.
Do you have any markers here?
No, mine, I don't have mine.
They didn't give you any at convention?
They didn't give us any. I ordered them, but I ordered some on my OBA, and OBA takes longer. So anyway. But what we're going to first, I have a little card for you, and we're going to talk a little bit about consistency.
Thank you.
And this is something we did at convention, and I thought it was really kind of clever. It says, "Hello, my name is Consistency. I make it happen day in and day out, and you might know my good friend Success. We're always hanging out." So consistency equals success. So what I want to do is just kind of, if you have paper, or you could write it on the back of one of the papers I gave you, just write vertically the word consistent. And we're going to do an acrostic poem. Peyton had to correct me on my pronunciation. So just write consistent. So
In the middle of the paper on the left-hand side. I didn't know if we were,
just
some
down.
of the letters are going to be in
On the side, because we're going to just list some things that we can do to help promote consistency in our business.
So we want
So
consistent
it's
or
consistent.
Consistent.
CONSISTANT.
E-N-T.
Yeah, I have a name and I changed it to E.
Do you have?
I don't think I do have this.
I can write your check then.
Okay, so for C, these are just some of the things that I came up with when we were doing this exercise to help promote consistency, the secret of consistency. For C, community, contests, cheers, like when we're cheering each other on.
Like
Yeah. Customer service. And I had down convention and cruise. Okay, for O, I had the most for C. For O, and if you can think of any others, just holler out. O, I have OBA, your online business.
So you can put communications.
Communications, yes, very good for C, excellent. I have online presence for O.
What? Online?
Presence, like you're out on social media. It's not my favorite thing, but in this day and age we need to be. And then I have down Operation Smile.
What idea?
For N, I had down new ideas. For S, sincere and sharing.
How about success?
Success, excellent. For I have idea book, but I guess we need to say annual inspirations idea book. And then income.
Yeah, mine's more okay.
Okay, for S, I have stay focused. Because if you're anything like me, I can lose focus. I'll be doing one thing and then I on to something else. And T, I have team building. that's one thing when I first started out, and I don't consider myself a salesperson at all. But a lot of the beginning of my business, when people were signing up in that team meetings and whatnot, they said it was the enthusiasm I had that attracted them to want to do what I do. So if you're happy, that makes other people happy. So enthusiasm and then example. For N, I have news. What?
New customers.
New customers, excellent. I have new recruits, and I have network. In terms of network, I can honestly tell you, and I know all of you have heard my story, when I signed up, it was right after I had Tucker. And the only reason why I signed up was because I wanted a discount on the product, because I knew Stan would divorce me if he knew how much I had been spending. And I remember when I was teaching, even before I was pregnant with Tucker, I would have, back then, DOTS parties, and I did a lot of the promoting of the parties. I was the perfect hostess because I would pass the book around. I collected outside orders, and I did all this work, and I always had very large parties. And so then when it came time when I wasn't working, I was like, okay, there's no way I can go without this stuff, and there's no way I can spend like I had been. And anyway, so I said to my husband, and I was a person who was so against parties. In Ohio, I lived near Longaberger, and everybody had Longer, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I ended up starting to have Longaberger parties, and they were so much fun. And then when I found out that you could actually have parties for stamps, I'm like, you gotta be kidding. That is like the queerest thing ever. So anyway, then I started doing it, and so I had said to Stan one day, I'm like, I can do this. I said, he's like, no, you don't want to go down that avenue. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Well, then I was having a party, and I was pregnant with Tucker, and my consultant lived by me, but I had been teaching down by Cincinnati, and I invited a lot of my teacher friends. So it's like a 45-minute to an hour drive for them to come up. Well, Stan and I had gone to church, and then we went out for breakfast, and when I got home, there was a message from my consultant's husband saying she was rushed to the hospital, she was passing a kidney stone. Well, it was too late for me to cancel the party because all my friends had already left. So the husband on the answering machine said, I will bring over Patty's stuff so you can do it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I was like stressing out. And then I was like, but if I can teach little kids, I can teach this. So anyway, I did the party. It was very simple, nothing fancy. It was almost a $2,000 party.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, so then everyone left, and I said to Stan, I'm like, I can do this. And then he said, if you treat it like a business, then you can do it, but you have to keep track of records and everything else. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm only doing this to get the discount. I don't want anyone touching my stuff. I don't want anyone coming to my house. I don't want to go anywhere, blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, and I really wanted to be a consultant because I wanted to go to convention. That's really all I wanted to do was go to convention. And so from that time on, I've never missed a convention. We don't know whose that is. It must have blown up.
Do you want to move my car out of the driveway? I'm sorry.
No, I blocked you in and I let all the air out of your tires. Don't ever let it happen again.
Okay.
Doesn't need this time.
Anyway,
I appreciate that. You learned your lesson.
when
Yes, I
I went
did.
to convention, I'm not a shy person, and I networked, and I went out, because really, I went to convention, and that year was the first year my upline went to convention. She had never gone before because she didn't want to go by herself. And the friends that I made at that first convention are very close friends now. Or I met people, or I went to the class and they inspired me. And I picked up the phone and I called them. Naomi Smith, who's the second consultant in the company, she's my second upline, so she's your third upline. She was shocked when I didn't know how big wig she was, but I didn't care. I had questions and they needed to be answered. And I picked up the phone and I called her. And to this day, she still uses that as an example, that she was like really impressed that I picked up the phone and she's just like you and me and answered the questions, and you know, she had a lot to do with when I kind of started branching out. So networking is phenomenal. And when and if, I'm going to say when you do go to convention, because if you don't go next year, the following year it's in Orlando, so it's a little more doable, or if they ever have an event here, I want to encourage you to not flock to me. Lots of times people are like, well, why can't I be your roommate? Or I want you to go out and meet other people, because we can meet together. But it's invaluable what you learn from Sally Sue and what you learn from Susie Stamper, you know, and then they not only help you business-wise, but they become your lifelong friends. I mean, when I moved here, I didn't feel lonely that I had no friends. I had no fit, because I had friends all over the country. And so networking is really an invaluable tool. Anyway, enough about that. And then team. I have down teamwork and teaching.
How about t-shirt? I want a t-shirt.
Okay, well this is our new team t-shirt. Well, you can order one through me. I'll have my friend make them.
It's adorable.
It is adorable, and we went with the whole Disney theme because we're at Disney for 3 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to do something with Disney, because Close to My Heart gets such a good deal with Disney. So we totally changed our shirts this year. Aileen loved it. This was one of my roommate and downline gifts. I did little base and bling necklaces, and then everybody got...
I'm not into the base and bling, so is Mickey one of our...
No, I did
I
this
was gonna
my
say you
own. No,
must have
I just printed
found
a
Mickey,
picture
yeah.
off the... But then I made everybody a clipboard, personalized clipboard, and Peyton did the back. Peyton did all that for me because I was so busy doing other things.
Oh, wow.
And Peyton made rainbow loom bracelets for everybody, and then I was part of the Happy Flash Mob, and she made Minnie Mouse bows for our tags. So she was my right-hand man this year, my right-hand girl.
So, are you going to convention?
I wish.
Oh, she was begging me. She was my coach for the Flash Mob because I was one of the intro dancers, so I had to get up, and I am not a dancer, so every night she coached me.
Wow.
I would have been lost without my
How'd
Peyton.
you get into this flash mob thing?
Oh, well, they asked.
Yeah.
Or the girl who organized it emailed me and said, you don't have to say yes, but you'd be really good and you're enthusiastic. I'm like, yeah, have you ever seen me dance before? But it was really fun. And Jeanette loved it. So anyway.
Another T word, techniques.
Techniques,
Jeanette
very
didn't know
good.
y'all were gonna do
No,
it.
it was a surprise
You
for
did
her.
get to surprise.
It was a
Oh, that
surprise
is too
for her.
cool.
Techniques, excellent, very good. Okay, so what I
Did you
did
say teaching?
teaching, teamwork, teaching, and
I thought
techniques.
you did. Okay.
And t-shirt, t-shirt. So I'm glad that you like the t-shirt.
Yes.
This was another gift I gave Aileen when you.
Is that a camera?
So see, there's lots of perks to go to convention from the
So
Heart-Throb
how
team
many
too.
of the Heart-Throbs actually?
It was just Aileen
Just
and
the
I,
two.
yeah. But we got to spend a lot of time together. It was a lot of fun. So we had a really.
So who designed the t-shirts? They did a beautiful job.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
It's-
And then.
And you have a friend that has a machine. that
Well,
embroiders.
she's a friend now. I had never met her, but when I went to pick up the t-shirts, I stayed in her house for an hour and a half, and we talked and talked and talked. And so anyway, this is our official shirt. So if you want one, I can, I'll find out. But this is our shirt for the next 3 years at convention. So Aileen and I wore them on the same days, and we'd love to have more so we could stand out. So anyway, it's kind of fun. The first one I got, I ordered the wrong size. I ordered an extra small, which sometimes I am an extra small. It came and it was really kind of too small. I gave it to Peyton. Peyton picked me up from the airport. It looks perfect on her. So, and
So
then
she's
I
got one
ordered.
embroidered like this?
Yes,
Oh,
and then
that's so
I
cute.
ordered. Then I got confused, and then I ordered it too big, but better be too big than too small. Anyway,
So what size is this?
this is a medium.
A medium.
Yeah. So I think Peyton just
Well,
wanted.
then I probably need an extra large.
I think that's what Aileen got, and she
Yeah.
was happy with the
Because I don't
size.
like.
Well,
I
you don't
like-
want it tight.
I don't like
You
things
don't want it
tight.
tight,
And
so-
t-shirts that have no.
Right, yeah. Oh, see, there
Shape.
she is. All right, come
Aren't
stand
you?
in front of the camera.
I love
Long distance
that.
Heart-Throbs. This is our our Heart-Throb in training.
Our mascot.
She does it all.
Yeah.
She's our base and bling gal. She says, I really don't wear any other kind of jewelry anymore.
I don't.
She's
I
got
know.
Where's
all
your
kinds of stuff.
Your Mickey Mouse necklace?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, she did not get. I do have one extra, but she's also like the Mickey expert because she had to do her big 5th grade project and she chose Walt Disney, and she got a very, very special exclusive award from her teacher because hers, she had to have a minimum of 8 slides and hers was 30 slides.
Good for you.
Anyway, all right. Anyway,
Good job.
I made these out for you so you could put them in a prominent spot if you have a stamp room or in your catalog or something, just as kind of a gentle reminder to try and be consistent. And ways that you want, there's 3 areas that I suggest and that I try to be consistent in every day. And those, actually 4 areas. Leadership. And that doesn't have to mean, even if you don't have downline, you're a leader to your customers. Team contact. I love when you guys share on Facebook, Jerry. You're really good at that, sharing what you've done. We're spread out all over the place, and it's hard. I mean, even people who live down the street can't get here, and I understand that. Boy, do I ever understand that in the season of life that I'm in right now. But sharing on Facebook, I'm not a Facebook fan, you all know that, but that seems to be the best place to communicate. So, customer and hostess contact. I listened to a good friend, she's become a good friend, who just earned her 3rd incentive trip. She already earned Hawaii. And she was telling me, now she has one child who is in his 30s, but Mondays is her phone day, and every Monday she calls her customers, and she says, how is that paper pack working for you? She has a list of what they ordered. That realistically, I can't do that right now in my season of life, but I was really impressed. She takes the time, and then she says, if they didn't use it yet, she said, well, how about if I come over one day and I can help you get a project done with it? She found out from those phone calls that one gal never opened up any of her stamps because she thought she needed every single block. And she said, had I not made that phone call, she would have never known. So, I mean, that's quite customer service.
And could have lost interest.
Say, what?
And could have lost interest.
And could have lost interest, right. Or realize, I can't afford this, so forget that. And then creative time. We always need to schedule creative time. I find when I start getting overwhelmed, unmotivated, I have a creative block, I try to make something for myself. I go back to my why. Why did I start this in the first place? And I start creating, and it's wonderful. Last week, I never got to create. I was always, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to create. And something always came up. And Friday night, usually I'm dead tired. Friday, I started at 6 o'clock at night, and I finished at about 11:30. And Stan came in at one point, and he says, doing a little overtime? I'm like, no, actually, this is the first time I've gotten to do this all week. But I was dead tired at 5 o'clock, and I'm thinking, I'm never going to get this done. And at 6 o'clock, I just started, and I kind of got my energy and my groove, and I was all happy and giddy, and so there's something to be said about making time for our creativity. So anyway, so I hope you enjoy your little name badge and put it where you can be reminded of it. Are there any questions so far? No? Okay. Well, the next thing I thought we'd do, just in case there were questions, I had sent out, right when I had come back from convention, like the whole overview of that, and I didn't even write this was done by Linda Taylor. But I just wanted to touch on some things, because we've all done the catalog walk, so I thought we'd do it this way, and then we can point out things in the catalog. And this one you don't have. This is the first one I emailed, and it's just an overview, so I'll go over it. There's new updates to policies and procedures. One of the big things that affects all of us, as if I know your sister's thinking about signing up again, the big change is now if a consultant goes inactive, there's no more junior consultant program, we know that. Well, now if you drop to junior consultant, you have to wait 3 months before you can sign up again. That starts the end of August. So if somebody dropped